What my dog did to me at night was even more shocking. Part 2. The days following that terrifying night felt different. Every time I looked at Bruno, I saw more than just a pet, I saw a guardian, a true hero. I made sure to treat him like one, giving him extra belly rubs, his favorite treats, and long walks. But I had no idea that Bruno had another surprise in store for me. About a week after the fire incident, something strange started happening again. This time, Bruno's actions were more intense. He would stare at me with those deep, knowing eyes, let out soft whimpers, and keep nudging my leg, refusing to leave my side. At first, I thought he was just being overprotective after what had happened. Maybe he was still shaken up. But when he started sniffing me constantly, pushing his nose against my chest and whining, I became concerned. "Bruno, what is it, boy?" I asked, scratching behind his ears. He just looked at me and whined again. It wasn't until later that night that I started feeling off. A slight tightness in my chest, a wave of dizziness, something didn't feel right. I brushed it off, blaming stress and exhaustion. But Bruno wouldn't let me ignore it. He kept pacing, barking softly, and even nudging my phone toward me as if telling me to call for help. I hesitated, but his urgency made me uneasy. So, I decided to get checked out the next morning. When I arrived at the hospital, I told the doctor about my symptoms, and after a few tests, the results shocked me. I had dangerously high blood pressure, and I was at risk of a serious cardiac event. I couldn't believe it. I had no idea my health was in such a dangerous state. But Bruno did. He sensed it before I even felt the worst of it. The doctor told me that if I had ignored the warning signs for too long, it could have led to something far more serious, maybe even fatal. As I sat in the hospital room, processing everything, I thought back to how Bruno had acted. His unusual behavior wasn't just random, he was trying to save me again. That night, as I lay in bed with Bruno curled up beside me, I realized just how extraordinary he was. He wasn't just a pet or even just a loyal companion. He was a lifesaver in ways I never imagined. Bruno's instincts saved me twice, first from the fire, and now from a silent threat inside me. It made me wonder, how many times do dogs try to warn us about things we don't understand? How often do they sense danger before we do? That night, I whispered, "Thank you, Bruno," and he licked my face, as if to say, "I got you, always." This experience changed my perspective on dogs forever. They don't just love us, they protect us in ways we may never fully comprehend. For all dog lovers out there, listen to your furry companions. Sometimes, they know more than we do.